hope you're all doing well and you're fine. I'm Namat of Aisha. Welcome to the rebirth of Love, Marriage and Disappointments Bed Talk. I know it's been long, but we are finally back. The topic tonight is about a long distance relationship and the letter that will be read after introduction. And with me in studio tonight is
KAZIBWE is my name, an actress, business manager by profession, a counselor and teacher of the word by calling. Welcome to the show.
I'm Shivan Samantha Natkunde. I'm an actress, I'm a model. I'm currently pursuing a postgraduate. And I'm a spiritual counselor and a spiritual guide. Keep tuned in for more hot stuff. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad to host you, Shivan and Irene.
Thanks for having me.
Our dear viewers, we have counselors in the house tonight, and this brings us to our letter tonight. Our dear counselors, you're listening to this letter. Here it reads, my name is Kathy Kwagala. I'm 27 years old. I have been in a relationship with a man I consider to be the love of my life for over 6 years. He left the country to work when I was pregnant with our son, who is 3 years old now. Everything was okay until I found out a few days ago to his return that he has been doing developmental projects behind my back. And when I confronted him, he confirmed and said he is sorry. He now wants me to be part of these projects. I am so confused on what to do. I was there for him. I have been faithful to him. I really don't know what to do. Please, advise. Yeah, that is Kathy's. I think Shivan and Irene, you're going to advise Kathy and our viewers out there who could be in Kathy's situation. As counselors, they need your guidance, your advice, and everything. Thank you. So, Shivan.
Well, thank you for giving me this platform to talk to our dear viewers about such issues that happen. And personally, when I look into a relationship with someone, there's some 3 things I cannot compromise on. First is communication, second is trust, and third is respect. So if I would like to ask, was the guy communicating with the lady all this time as he was abroad working?
No, yeah, she said everything was okay. That means communication was fine.
Well, everything being okay does not specifically specify communication being okay. But I'm going to give my views basing on the 3 things that I think every woman deserves in a relationship. When you love someone and someone loves you, I believe communication is supposed to be key because it's the foundation of a relationship at the end of the day. And to me, I think there was a very big concern of trust. By the time you start doing developmental projects behind your girlfriend's back or your fiance's back, someone you maybe were considering to have, she might think they were supposed to have a future together. But I see there's a trust issue in the long run, because if you consider to tell your family first and then you don't consider to tell things to the person you want to spend the rest of your life with or someone you're dating, I think you really don't trust them enough. And to me, trust means you put a limit between your family and your wife or your girlfriend or your fiancé at the end of the day. Which line? I don't see it happening here. So I think this guy did not trust her enough to involve her in those developmental projects all this time. And it's also a concern of disrespect. If you respect someone, you go ahead and tell them about some things in your life. There's a certain level you involve someone when you love them and you trust them. So I don't see that respect in this relationship, because he somehow, somewhere took her for granted because she was there for him. This lady was there for him, this lady was patient with him, but I don't see him giving back the same favor to the lady. Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Counsel Shivan, for that view. Back to you, Counsel Aileen. What do you think about this issue?
Okay, thank you so much. Siobhan, for your submission. I can't really rule out any of the things you've mentioned because they're really vital. But then, before I think someone talks about trust, respect, and all that, according to the letter, Kathy's letter, she said everything was fine. If she says everything was fine, that means communication was good, trust was there, respect was there before this happened, okay? So I cannot really say this man was not trusting her, this man was not respecting her. I cannot really completely say that. Like, one thing I can say, people are uniquely created by God. People act differently. It's possible this gentleman maybe wanted to surprise her in one way or the other. And then the surprise was spoiled by the friends who told her whatever was going on. And maybe, and that's why I'm thinking that, because if it wasn't like that, okay, she has not stated that it was a surprise. But then why would a guy, if he was hiding this from her, why would he come and say, I'm sorry, and I want you to be part of this developmental projects? He would have completely like said no to her, like, I didn't hide anything, this is not, like, you have nothing to do with this and stuff like that. So if he was able to come up and say, I'm sorry, I want you to be part of this, maybe it was a surprise. So if the fact that it was ruined, he chose to let it be. Okay? And that's why, dear viewers, in our relationships, we need to really be like very careful with these people that really come in to tell us certain things about our relationships. Because me, personally, I wouldn't want to hear anything about my man, about my relationship from someone else. So you need really to really be careful about these people that come into our relationships. That's what I can say for now.
Oh, thank you, Irene.
You're welcome.
Our dear viewers, you have had our guests' idea and thinking and views of this particular letter from Kathy. Irene thinks it could have been a surprise. It could have been a surprise,
Yeah.
that was ruined by friends.
Mm-hmm.
And Shivan here thinks there was lack of trust, there was lack of respect, and all that. Let's come back into more details after a short break. Welcome back from the short break, dear viewers. Irene, Shivan here said there was lack of trust, lack of respect, no communication. And Shivan, Irene says it was a surprise that was ruined by friends. It could have been a surprise ruined by friends, you know. So, what do you think about each other's view? First.
Well, thank you, Erin, for that view. I have quite a lot of questions on that point. First of all, when you love someone and you want to surprise them, if I wanted to surprise my husband or my boyfriend or fiancé, I would first take some keen interest in knowing what they like. At the end of the day, I have to get some details about what they want. If it's buying them a shoe, I know my man loves brown shoes or he loves black shoes or something just like that. I don't just buy him something he won't like in the long run. Of course, he's going to pretend he may like it because it's from me, but it may not be to his taste. And taste is very important in a relationship. So if I'm to go back to the point where you think it was a surprise ruined by friends, how come my friends get to know something that I don't know about? How did they even get to know about it in the first place? You say it's an issue. The guy maybe believes, why did the friends have to go ahead and tell her? How did the friends get to know about it if it was a surprise meant to come from the love of my life? Did he share it with someone else, not me? Because by the time a third party gets to know about something, you have told someone about it. If it's a surprise, you kind of keep it to yourself if you don't trust the party you are talking to about it. You get the point here. So I'm thinking, how did the friends even come to know about it?
Okay,
Forgive me. I would love to interrupt.
Okay.
Siobhan, you and I know that surprises are organized by not one person. Surprises are organized by a group of people. Now, in this case, we're talking about a relationship. A husband and a wife. The immediate people they'll go to, a man will go to in case he wants to surprise the wife, are family members. Which he did. He went to the mother and the other members of the family. Because maybe, we don't know, but I'm saying it could be a surprise. And that's why he had to talk to the family to arrange this.
So back to our dear viewers who are following the show. Do you really think it was a surprise ruined by friends? Oh. Leave your comment down. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, like, I also want to talk about something you said, that it's important, like, for someone to know what their partner really loves in a relationship. Did you mean, like, something like he should have found out, like, what kind of developmental projects, like she's interested in? Is that what you meant? Like, where they're supposed to be set up? Was that your point in the beginning when you were talking about taste, likes, and stuff like that?
Well, thank you. To add on that,
as in, is that what you wanted? It's a question. Is that what you wanted to mean?
Well, I'm adding on that. Thank you. To shed more light on my point, when I talked about that in a relationship, someone is supposed to consult their partner, I meant assuming it was a house, because it's not specified in the story whether it was land or a house or something. But I'm going to give my views basing if it was in a house. We all know that a house is built by a home. Even in the Bible, personally, I'm a Christian. And Christian conduct by a woman is what raises a home. I would not expect my husband to think about constructing a home without my consent. What kind of colors do I like personally? What kind of interior design is going to look good in a house? What kind of setting is and all that knowledge and wisdom is constructed by a woman in a home. So if you don't involve me and you construct a house with black walls, imagine entering in a house with black walls. It would be really, really frustrating and not a home. But people make those mistakes, and two heads at the end of the day are better than one. If you think we are in a relationship and I'm the main person you want to be with, you have to involve me in that project you constructed. You're trying to put across. If it is buying land, giving a second option, imagine it was land.
A moment, Shifan.
Okay.
This Kathy has said they have been in a relationship for 6 good years. Don't you think this man knows Kathy's colors? If it is for a house. If he's putting black, then he knows Kathy likes black. If he's putting purple, maybe he knows Kathy likes purple.
If he knew what Kathy liked, it would not be a problem for Kathy at the end of the day. You have to consider
then you're coming.
If he knew, but it seems like he did not know what
How?
What
That's not showed anywhere.
Listen.
It's not stated anywhere.
I'm coming to your point. I involved, I started with saying there's a limit in a relationship. By the time you start this project and you involve your mother, you don't involve me right from the start. It means you respect her opinions more than me. It means if my mother says, let's do this, let's not put a gate, let's put this, you listen to your mother more than your wife. That whole element of him involving the mother, not the girlfriend or the fiancé or the wife at the start, shows that Kathy was not put and involved in that. That means he's not going to have something at the end of the day that is in the taste of Kathy. Because he's seeking help from a family person. He's seeking help from someone who is not Kathy.
The problem I see here is women becoming detectives in their own relationships. That's what I see.
Really?
Because, look, I still stand to my point. I still stand to my ground, saying it could have been a surprise. But the problem or the challenge comes in when the woman starts researching and becoming a detective in her own relationship? Where was she trying to find out things? Where wasn't she waiting? She had to wait. Like I said, relationships are organized by more than one person. Just stop like bringing that point of why did he talk about, like, why did he talk to the wife? To the mother. Why did he talk to the family? Like I said, relationships are organized by more than one person.
Irene, let me ask you a question, and the viewers who may be having this from your point of view. What kind of surprise could someone keep for all these years?
Exactly. Let me give you a story, guys. I don't know if you heard of this story, because it really went viral. Where a man, together with family, like from both sides, like they organized a wedding, a surprise wedding for the woman. It happened. At first, it was a shock to her. She was angry about it. She didn't like it. But when she was told it was a surprise, we organized this, because already the man knew. Already the man knew what this woman wanted. The family knew what she always dreamt of. Like how she wanted her dream wedding to be like. So they organized the wedding, and on that very day, that's when she was brought up. On that very day.
So from your point.
So a surprise can be anything. A surprise can be a house. Maybe he wanted to construct it was not stated. If it was a house, maybe he wanted to build a house and surprise the wife. If it was land, maybe he wanted to buy land and surprise the wife. I still stand to my points.
No, to my personal view, Irene, surprises matter. What kind of surprise are you bringing up to this other person who is your better half, who is the love of your life, who is the person you know? You construct, if it is a house or land, you buy this land, keep it for 6 good years of whatever long you keep it.
Was it stated it was after 6 good years?
They have been in a relationship
in
for
a
6
relationship,
years.
but not the projects.
No,
just a relationship for 6 years.
He left when she was pregnant with a son. He's coming back, the son in 3 years.
But he didn't leave the project.
No, if you don't trust me now, that means you never trusted me from the beginning.
Thank you.
So this is 6 years of no trust, according to Shivan.
Guys, let's get this well. Let's get this well.
First wait, I drive you to who I wanted to take to.
Okay.
You gave an example of a wedding. Hell no. Who never wants to be part of her wedding plan?
I know.
Nobody will surprise you that way if
No,
they
if
don't
you're-
know what you want.
I'm single, but if you're there and you're planning to surprise me with a wedding, just keep it.
Personally, I wouldn't like it.
Okay, not all women want surprises, but men love to surprise.
Really?
Not all women are okay with surprises, but some women are okay, and all men love surprising their women. And most surprises don't really come good. They surprise you, you're unhappy, how come you didn't tell me, blah, blah, blah. But at the end, you're happy with the surprise. For me, I'm happy that the guy is saying, I am sorry, and I want you to be part of these projects. For me, that's what really matters.
To interrupt something, just a minute. Well, I just like the points where you said the guy is coming to say sorry. Irene, let me tell you something. Sometimes people date people for convenience. A man can move around and know that Shivan was easier to get to. A man can come to you because you are available. A man can sit down and look through all these years. Maybe he had someone, or if he didn't have someone, he has just realized, well, this was a good girl. But the fact that he doesn't have where to go, sometimes people date for convenience. If just like an ex-boyfriend can come back to you and he just wants, he does not want to settle with you, he doesn't love you, but because you avail yourself too much, and he feels like, I can always go back to Irene, I can always go back to Shivan. So that could be a point too, where he's trying to come back, not even for their child, not even for the love at the end of the day, but because maybe he sees a loophole of convenience. He sees there's a gap that maybe this somehow, somewhere, this girl may accept me back. And men usually exploit women. We need to be careful about that.
Okay, according to the letter, it is not stated anywhere that they were separate, like they had separated. It's not stated. Communication was still going. Everything was okay until she found out about the projects being developed behind her back. That is the only problem. But then, if a man comes back to you After all those 6 years, he has been abroad. He comes back to you. He has seen all women and he says, I'm going back to her. It means he loves you. He has seen you're the best. You're the best he can have.
No.
He has seen all girls and now he's thinking I can settle with her. I feel she's the best of all I've seen. For me, I'm thinking I better stay with such a guy that will say I've seen them all. Now this is the one for me.
But is
That shows he's ready to settle. He is ready to
Irene,
settle.
is this what you want in life? For someone to move around, then come back to you and say,
Yes.
wow, I've seen Irene, let me settle with Irene. Will you wait for someone for 4 good years to come back to you?
Okay, my dear, now those are 2 different questions. For the first question, I can say yes. I want a man who is tired. Go, move around. Try them all. Come to me. Be ready to settle. Be ready to settle with me. It's okay. If a man says, I've tried out this, but now I think, oh, she's a better woman according to all I've seen, then let me go settle with her. It's fine, provided you're ready to settle.
All right.
According to what I see.
All right, Irene, to our dear viewers, thank you for following. The topic is getting harder. Irene talked about women being detectives in their own house. So a detective look into your life, and now Shivan is talking about lack of trust, lack of communication, disrespect. How disrespectful is a surprise if we go if we go to Irene's side?
Well, a surprise, just like you said, surprises differ at the end of the day. But after 6 good years, you're planning on a project. Your mother knows about it. My friends get to know about it behind my back. Just like she said that surprises are not, of course, planned by one person or one party at the end of the day. But if, just like I said, if a man loves you at the end of the day, somehow, somewhere, you can surprise someone when they actually don't know something is coming. I can ask you, what kind of phone do you want? I want an iPhone, but you don't specify you want an 11, but I know your need at that specific time. This man did not take time to know immediately maybe something that she wanted in the first place.
That is not stated in the letter.
Listen,
It says anywhere.
It says he was doing these projects behind her back. So at some point, he did not inquire, he did not involve her. Just like I'm telling you. So it is disrespect. Now a surprise becomes disrespectful when you do something behind my back and the people that don't matter the most to you get to know it before me.
Okay, now
Because this was not, listen, I was told by a friend at the end of the day. You didn't answer my question. How did even that friend get to know about the surprise before the person got to know about it?
Shivan, she says he now wants her to be part of the project. She wants her to
that's
be part
the
of
reason I
project.
think it was a
If,
surprise.
assuming
that was ruined.
it was land and you want to cultivate, he wants you to come and do the cultivation, maybe, or put
So there was
sewerage
nothing
there.
to hide.
You okay?
Like it
So
seems.
that means, no, it could have been there. There could have been something to hide. But now the man is coming out. He's saying he's sorry. Maybe he did it without thinking. Sometimes people do things without thinking. You just do something.
That's true.
You get advice from a friend, it's like, no, I can help you do this. And you're like, it was,
Yeah.
So this guy comes back. He realizes his mistake. He's sorry. He wants you to be part of it. Assuming it is house like you're saying. It is a house like you're saying. Come, let's complete this house and stay together.
Actually,
What
for
is
me,
so hard?
actually for me, the point I would buy. If you had told me about the mother, I would really buy that.
Wow, okay. Let's go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we pick up from the mother's point.
The mother.
Thank our dear viewers, welcome back from the short break. Thank you for staying on and following the show. Shivan, so according to your views, you are saying Kathy should leave
Yes.
the relationship, and according to your views, Irene, Kathy should forgive the man and stay
in the relationship. Yes.
Yeah. So, how do you support?
Well, Kathy should leave the relationship because I believe, just like Erin was saying, it was a surprise. To be honest, you involve your family, you involve your mother, you involve, other people, and I am not even sure whether I am the main woman. In this case, I'm not sure whether I'm the main woman, because all these years, I would feel it is disrespectful because you have come to look for me at the end, of which I'm not even sure if I accept this man, my name belongs to that property. I don't know if something happens to the man in the long run. I don't know whether my child, my future's child, and the future of my child and I will be guaranteed at the end of the day. This man did all the investments behind my back. I don't know who he bought land with. There could be another wife, there could be another woman, and maybe I'm third party or fourth party or second party. At the end of the day, a man just coming back to be with you under the same roof does not mean that that man loves you. So we are not sure. And if it was a surprise in the first place, our writer would not be frustrated. Our writer would not be painting out all this pain in the public. And she is grieving. She is very unhappy. In fact, they have a 3-year-old son. I am starting to doubt whether this man was a father or was a dad, because there's a difference between being a father and a dad. You can father a child, but being a dad is being in the child's life until the child grows, and when we're involved in family is almost everything. But the writer is grieving. They have a 3-year-old son, left the woman pregnant. It's like he did not care in the first place somehow, somewhere. You get? He did not care about them. And he has just come at the end to take back this woman in his life.
Okay, Siobhan, we don't know whether the man was a father or dad, but the son is 3 years old.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So she didn't mention he was never a father or a dad.
Yes. Yes.
Just the projects have a problem here.
Yes.
And keeping things from her.
Anyway, for me, I was listening to Siobhan, and according to all she was saying, okay, I even don't know where to start from, because according to the letter, I'm still going back to the letter, because our point of discussion should be on the letter. In the letter, Kathy states, all was okay. Meaning, if all was okay, then this guy was taking care of the child.
It's not mentioned anywhere.
I'm saying, she said all was okay.
It's not mentioned
Siobhan, get me
anywhere.
well. All was
Sometimes,
okay.
listen, sometimes people say they are well when they are not. Let me tell you something.
Why would
she is
say that?
grieving? She is grieving. And let me tell you, the way she has brought up this story to the public, it is not, in fact, only this project that is hurting her. It's like the guy has not really been in her life.
But how come she was open enough to talk about the project, and she was not open enough to say, I'm generally not happy about ABCD, but
she generalized projects.
Irene,
she generalized
projects. Of us saying, I thought all was okay.
Yes.
She thought all was okay.
And she said all was okay. Read it again. She said all was okay until I got to know about this project.
Yes, because she didn't know about the projects. She was okay, but when she got to know about
the projects,
that the man has kept from him.
Yes,
maybe she got to know more
things that were kept from her.
Don't mix up things.
Apart from the project.
Guys, don't mix up things. She was okay until she found out about the project. Meaning, she was okay. She became like she started being not okay when she found out about the projects. So now the point of love is not valid here. The point of him not being a dad is not valid here.
Let me interrupt something.
She was okay.
The Bible says, a man in Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, it is not good for a man to be alone. Therefore, I shall make him a suitable companion.
That's why I said
say that man shall leave his father's house and go and join with a woman. Mm-hmm. That man put that man in the first place. After these 6 years, mm-hmm. she thought she was the rightful woman they were supposed to join with, because he gave her hope. Mm-hmm. But there was false hope in the end.
What shows it was false hope? And
he never opened up to her. Excuse me. He never opened up to her about projects that are looking forward to their future. Where is love? Love is unconditional. There was a condition there. 1 Corinthians 7:13 says, true love is unconditional. True love is patient. She was patient enough with this man. But what did the man bring on table? Distrust, disappointment, ladies. She is grieving. She is in pain. The man just brought distrust. The man just brought on the plate as a big surprise. In fact, it was a big negative surprise. You've been talking about this being a surprise. This was a surprise to her, because how can she not know about such a sensible project that looks forward to their future? So, in fact, they surprised her, which is true. Yes, they surprised her, like you said, but it was a negative surprise. It was a heartbreaking surprise. It was a breathtaking surprise of her not even knowing exactly what they're planning to. Like, the man is planning something behind her back, and you think you have a future with me? You want to lie to me that you love me well enough to tell your mother before me, to tell my friends before me, to tell family before me, and then you involve me last so you don't tell? In fact, they didn't involve her. She got to know through her friend. If I can share a bed with a man, and you cannot trust me enough with your accounts, if something happens to that man, if he got stroke, is she even known in the family of the man? I'm not sure. Was the family of the girl involved in the first place in this project? No. Because if it was involved, she would not be grieving. She's heartbroken because none of her was involved. Neither her family, neither herself. So she's so stressed right now. You get? But if a problem comes and this man gets an issue, a stroke, accidents happen every day, a disease, something catastrophic, where is the life of this woman and her child?
Okay, Siobhan, according to all you're saying,
where is the wife?
According to all
Where
you're
is the
saying,
child?
according
Yes.
to all you're saying,
Yes.
I see you're talking about patience.
Yes.
If she was able to be patient, like the Bible tells us to be patient.
Thank you.
She was patient for the 6 years.
Yes.
Can she be patient for this remaining short time?
Yes, yes.
You're
thank
talking
you.
about love.
Let me stress something on that. When the Bible talks about being patient, patient comes with love. You see, love is the greatest, which is already missing in this. The Bible says love is the greatest
missing?
Christian virtue. Because the man didn't love her enough to trust her and show her
She
this
didn't
project.
say that.
She has been patient for 6 good years.
Waiting
Time
for
is
this
of
man.
essence.
Who says in a relationship that has
Time.
no love for 6 good years?
She was in love, but the man did love her back. It's what I'm trying to tell you here. For 6
Who
years.
stays in a relationship
They
with a
loved
man
her.
who doesn't love them for 6 good years?
Irene.
Who does that?
Irene.
Why
Let me
didn't
tell
she
you
come
something.
out like she has
She loved.
before the 6 good years?
No, she was patient. I'm trying to stress you the point here. I'm trying to tell you
First,
something
wait,
here.
Shivan, wait.
Yes.
What all Eileen is saying, if this woman, Kathy, wasn't loved, why was she there for the 6 years, is it?
Exactly.
So, according to Shivan's point, Kathy was there for 6 years.
That was
I
enough
refer
for
back
years.
to the letter.
Yes.
She thought all was well. Have you ever
No,
been there?
she said.
Now, let me ask you.
She was. All
she
was well.
said all was well
Not-
until.
Yes.
So she found out this man has been doing projects
Behind her back.
Behind her back.
Yes.
So that means, have you ever been in a situation and you're comfortable knowing you have it all?
All.
And
I
then
am the
after
main
it-
woman.
uh-huh,
And then
after some
surprise comes in, darling.
After some time, you
Yes.
realize what you thought was zero, like you don't have anything.
Like, you have been
Okay.
assuming things that didn't exist.
Okay, now
That's
let me
how
talk
she
like a
feels right
woman.
now.
Let me talk like a woman.
Yes.
This would be saddening. It would really be so bad if it happened, and it is really exact that. Yeah? But according to the story, I don't want to assume something happened yet it didn't happen. I'm going by the letter. By the letter. She said all was well until she found out about the projects. Meaning, everything was fine. You get it? Everything was fine. She was loved.
No.
She was loved
No.
until she found out about this.
Love involves sacrifice. Love involves companionship. And love involves transparency. When someone is not transparent with you, they don't love
No,
you, Irene.
Siobhan, I'm still making
When
a
someone,
point.
listen, I'm emphasizing that. Love involves transparency. When you love someone, have you ever been in love and you get a job or you get something happening in your life,
women, you
and
say you love surprises.
listen, the first person you call and you think
But
about
women say
calling
they love
is your
surprises.
fiancé. Is your fiancé.
But women say they love
It's your
surprises.
fiancé. You want to call your fiancé because you've gotten some good news. You know, if you've ever been in love, you will know what I'm talking about. Transparency is very key. Going back to communication that I talked about, which I believe was not there. So there was no love in the first place. There's no love because this man hid all. You cannot tell me you can hide a surprise for 6 good years.
No, it wasn't 6 good years. Let's read this well.
No,
it was the
Irene.
relationship that was happening. Let me first make my point.
Okay.
Let me first make my point.
Okay.
The relationship was for 6 good years, not the projects. They didn't put a time limit to the projects, but to the relationship. Okay, this is what I'm going to say like a woman. Panang, fellow women, there are certain things we really need to work on. I mentioned something about being a detective in a relationship. Why would you try to find out things that will hurt you? A man is here. Okay, your friends came and told you. He didn't tell you. Get over it. He's here. He's saying, I'm sorry.
No.
Let's stay together in this relationship. Let's work out
It goes back to your
part
point.
of the project.
Excuse me, just a minute.
What else do you want?
It goes back to your point. If this was a good surprise, why would my friends be worried about it? Why would my friend still come behind my back and tell me and is like,
Do you know
"Hello,
about
Shivan,
friends that will come to a relationship when they
excuse
don't wish
me.
you good?
Hello, Shivan, this guy is actually planning this and this behind your back." Just like you said in the beginning, that relationships are between families. Her family was not involved. And if these friends were involved in this surprise for their fellow friend who is the grieving party in this case, they would not have complained.
Shivan.
They would have taken on the surprise and delivered it to her family.
Are they just saying friends that will come into a relationship to spoil it?
That
Not
was
to,
Thank you.
not to keep it.
I love that. I love
No.
that. No. Let me say something on that.
Maybe they told her that
The girl
because
grieving went ahead and confronted the guy, and he confirmed.
And he said, "I'm sorry."
So it's not rumor, honey.
Men are not like
It's
women.
not rumor.
Men
It was
are not
true.
like women. Listen.
If she wanted to spoil the relationship, it would have been a false story.
Men are
But
not
when
like women.
Listen, when she confronted the guy, ladies and gentlemen, the guy said, "Yes, it is true. I have been doing that. What more do you want? They've been all lies. She has been all this relationship.
Not all
was so a
lies.
lie.
Not all
Because
lies.
when she confronted the guy
is
allowed.
not started,
He
they were all
confirmed.
lies.
Honey, in the story it says the guy confirmed that yes, it is true.
No, the story
I was
doesn't
doing
say
this.
that.
It
The
doesn't
story
say
says that guy simply said,
Let's come back into more details after a short break.